Hello YouTube, I'm MCGo101 and in today's video we're going to show you how to change out the spark plugs in this 2017 Yamaha YXZ. Pretty basic job, but I'll show you the tools that you will need. I think almost anybody can do it, just needs a little patience. First thing you're going to need is the proper spark plugs. So this unit calls for NGK CR9EBs. They do need to be gapped because mine weren't in the proper specification. So I did gap them to 30 thousandths of an inch. So I've already went ahead and done that. You will need a small 10 mil ratchet, and you'll need a 3/8 ratchet with an extension and a 5/8 spark plug wrench. So pretty basic, but yeah, let's get started. I'll show you what you need to do. We'll get set up here. All right. So I've already went ahead and cracked 2 bolts loose. Now there's 2 10 mil bolts holding each spark plug down. So I've removed 2 of these from the first spark plug. Then give it a wiggle, grab the bottom, and the spark plug boot will pop right off. Now carefully put that to the side. We're going to grab our 5/8 with an extension and we'll pull this spark plug right out. So we'll get a hold of it. Not quite. All right. Now, once you get your spark plug loosened, if your ratchet, 5/8 ratchet won't grab onto it, just stick your plug back in, grab the top of that spark plug, and it pulls right out. The reason my 5/8 didn't pull it out is because I've removed the rubber grommet from the inside. And while I'm in here just inspecting the plugs, they don't look that bad, but just as preventative maintenance, we are going to change them out. So very carefully, making sure not to get any dirt or debris into that cylinder, we're going to drop this in and we'll thread it in. Now it does have a nice long thread on it. Got to be patient. And starting to get tight. Now, torque specs are about 10 foot-pounds, so it's not a lot. Okay, so now that it's snugged, I'm just going to give it a quarter turn. And that's spark plug number 1. So we'll go ahead, we'll reinstall the boot. Just making sure there's no dirt, dust, debris on there. Nice and carefully. So you're going to want to hear a nice clip. And the clip is indicating, there it is, that the spark plug boot is on the spark plug itself. So we'll go ahead and reinstall our 10 mil bolts. And I'll do these by hand. And then we'll snug it up with our 10mm ratchet. Doesn't have to be super tight, just needs to be snug. Beautiful. On to the next one. Okay, so I'll crack these loose. And we'll try and get them out by hand. Now this machine has about 1,500 kilometers on it, so I'm pretty sure they are the original plugs. It's not a lot of mileage, but I do like to keep my stuff running tip-top. It's a little dirty right now, but I'll give her a wash in the next day or so. Alright, so we have our 2 bolts removed. We're just going to give this a wiggle. And you're going to want to grab a hold of the bottom piece here, because that's the actual boot. Okay, just like so. And same procedure with our 5/8. We'll loosen that off. Now there are some lines in the way, so you're going to have to work around them. But once you get it cracked loose, you should be able to remove the ratchet and just use your extension to unloosen it by hand. Now I just picked this YXZ up. Very happy with it so far. Definitely can't wait to do some mods to it. It is the non-turbo version, but it is the SSE model. Sorry, SSSE model. So it does have the paddle shifters. And it seems to go alright. Now, so same as the last time, I'm going to use the boot to pull out that spark plug. Alright. And there's cylinder number 2. Well, plugs don't look that bad. But we'll go ahead, we'll get the next one installed. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to see what the old plugs were gapped at. Yeah, they were gapped at 0.25. So, not quite gapped properly. That's about what they come out of the package at. Alright. But again, the specification calls for 0.28 thousandths of an inch to 0.31. So I went ahead and did 3 thousandths of an inch. Okay, so drop your plug in nice and gently. We're going to hand tighten this. Again, they have long threads on them. Okay, once it's snug, we'll throw a ratchet on there. Okay. Now, once it's snug, just like last time, just going to give it maybe a quarter turn. Doesn't have to be super tight, just has to be seated. Alright, so we'll reinstall our plug boot. Beautiful. Now we'll reinstall our 10mm bolts. Doing it by hand seems to be a little bit quicker. Sorry if my arms get in the way. Excellent. So let's tighten it up. And just snugging these 10mm up. Alright, so we are on to the final one. See, told you this wasn't that bad. Okay, so we'll crack that one loose. Crack that one loose. We'll go ahead and remove these. There's one. So I think the hardest part of this whole job is when you get these bolts out, is actually separating the boot from the spark plug. Alright, so once we have the bolt out, I'm just going to give it a little twist back and forth, free it up a little bit. Alright. Alright, so for the last plug, what I noticed is there's a bit of the frame in the way. So what I had to do was take my 5-inch socket off, gently drop it in, put my extension onto the socket when the socket's in, and then get my ratchet on it. So, just more obstacles, but a little patience, they're manageable. So we cracked it loose, we'll get it out by hand. Okay, I kind of had to finagle that out of there, but again, so we're just going to clean our boot up and we'll use it to pull that plug out. last but not least, and normal wear and tear on that plug. So looking at your plugs is a good sign of how everything's working. If you see one that's really oily covered, it might indicate a problem. Or if it's really white or really dark, it could tell you if it's running rich or lean. So for the last plug, I'm just going to go ahead and gently drop it in. And get my 5/8 and drop that in. Now we'll get our extension in. Okay, once you have your 5/8 connected, we'll hand tighten that. Oh, I'm getting excited. It's a gorgeous day out. Definitely taking it for a rip right after this. Alright, so now that that's finger tight, again, going to sneak in with our 5/8 ratchet. There is a lot of stuff in the way, so you just have to be patient. And she is snug. And a 1/4 turn on that. Take our ratchet. And we'll clean up the spark plug boot. Just get any dust off. You could add a little bit of dielectric grease to that, but fairly confident that should be okay. And reinstall your plug boot. There. Now for the last 2 bolts. Gonna hand tighten them. It's just a lot faster. Alright. And we'll tighten those bolts down. And just double checking while I'm in here. Everything's all good and secure. And that's that. So guys, I hope this really helped out. Pretty basic job. I think almost anybody can do it. Just make sure that you do get the right spark plugs for your machine. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give it a quick start. And see how she runs. And just like that, she purrs like a kitten. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Do whatever you want to do. We'll see you guys next time.